Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of Facebook Live with me, Martin. Hope you're doing very well. Just coming on today to do a little video about our soul purpose and how that should be our sole purpose. So that's SOUL purpose should be our SOLE purpose. I went through many life changes in the last 10 years, and I have had many experiences through my life of searching for my purpose and searching for things um, to fulfill me and searching for things that will bring me peace and love and joy and happiness. And many times throughout my life, I have chosen things that were definitely not my sole purpose. And as many of you will probably understand, we all go through this journey, and the journey is the point. But when other people go through certain journeys and make mistakes and do things like that, we can learn from other people's mistakes and learn from their challenges, so we don't necessarily have to go through those things ourselves. And in this new age of information and the internet and connection and the freedom of being able to learn from other people, the barriers are much less than they were before, where things were shared from word of mouth or very kept very secretive. Now the lessons and the blessings and all of the things that people have experienced are widely available. So any subject that you want to learn about, you can learn about. You don't need to go to school or university. You can find out anything at your fingertips now, and this is the blessing of the internet. And I want to use my experience through my life around searching for what I wanted to do and the reason that I'm here, as a guide. And so that, as I say, some of the challenges, some of the mistakes, some of the things that I did, you don't necessarily need to do if you take my lead and move more directly towards the things that you want to do. So through my life, I had many different jobs. Pretty much all of them I just fell into. None of them I really did because I really wanted to, with the exception of a couple, which I'll speak about. But all of the jobs and things that I did were just something that it was presented to me, and I just took it. It wasn't something that I was really passionate about. And firstly, I should say I'm going to speak about jobs, and I want to say that your sole purpose, or what the reason that you're here for, doesn't necessarily have to be a job or something that you get paid for. But I'm going to talk about those first, and then talk about how your sole purpose can be many different things and not necessarily just a job. But I'm starting with a job because in our culture, in our stage of development, should we say, this is such a big important thing for people: what they do for work, how they make a living, how they put food on their table. And this is something that will change over time, and it's going to change because of technology a lot, because anything that you're seeing it happening over and over now, any jobs that can be replaced by technology are disappearing very, very fast. So it's more important than ever, if you are in a job or you're doing things that could potentially be replaced by technology, the likelihood in the next years is that most of those things are going to happen, because technology and progress, in some senses, in other senses not, but that's a different subject. Technology is going to take over. So we need to move towards our sole purpose, with our reason for being here. And I am coaching people. I have been for some time, but I'm moving more deeply into coaching people on this subject. So I want to share my story and show how what I went through and how you can do something different. So as I said, the jobs that I'd went through in my life, they were all pretty much, I just fell into them. It's because an opportunity was there and I did it, and it was just because it was there. There was no real passion or drive for doing those things. And I worked many jobs. I started working in IT. It was one of my very first jobs. And then I moved into retail management. I worked in construction. In between times, I worked part-time, part hobby, part it was fun thing as well for me, working as a DJ. I say it was a part time, but I did have a lot of passion for that, but it never became a full like way of making a living. But so in between times I was doing that. Then I worked in construction. I worked in I spent a year playing poker full time. What else did I do? I worked in real estate. I worked in so many different things. And as I say, all of those, except probably the poker I did really love, and the DJing I did really love. But when it came to making a living from them, it didn't happen. They were more hobbies that were fun. But the jobs and the work, they were just something that you did to make money. And I'm sure most people can relate to that. That in this world, most people, their job is not like their passion. The people that have that are very blessed, and I feel very, very blessed now that I am in that position where my work is my passion now. So as I say, all of those things were just something that appeared in front of me, and it was a way to make money, so I did it. I didn't education was not very formal. Education was not for me. I left school at 16. I hated school. I didn't like authority. I didn't like being told what to do. I didn't have much interest. I had no passion in it at all. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But even if you have went the other way, education, a lot of times what education is doing is educating you to find a job. It's not educating you to find your passion. It's not educating you to let your creativity, let your uniqueness come out. It's coming from a system that's creating workers and these types of things. And there is places for all of those things. But as I said, if you're in a job or an industry that can get replaced by technology, the likelihood is that's going to happen very, very soon, and it's happening over and over. You can see it everywhere. So, and for like children, if you're a parent and you have children now, you need to think about it in their generation. The jobs that we see as like maybe 40, 50 years ago, you had a job for life and then you retired and you had a pension. That is disappeared. Even now, that doesn't necessarily exist, and people are finding they work their whole lives to have pretty much nothing at the end, and just they've given their soul away. They're giving their time to a company or an organization that just lays them aside when the productivity has run its course. So it's more important than ever. But for anyone of any age, it's really important to really find what makes you tick, find what the reason that you came here for is. So we live in this tiny little planet in this infinite vast universe. Like, it's just, you can't put into words this infinity. It's just beyond words. It's this huge space of a lot of it is unknown to us. But we came and chose to come on this one small little piece of earth to do something, to discover something. And we didn't come here just to work a job for 40 hours a week and to just work and to get some time off and maybe retire happy or have enough money to not have to work and then do the things that we love. We came here to really express our full potential as a human being, and every single one of us has the same potential within us for greatness, for anything that we want to do. All things are possible. If it's possible for one, it's possible for all, because we are the one true essence. But each person will have an individual, like a signature, like your blueprint. There's something that you came here for. There's something that you individually, that you can do, that only you can do in the way that you can do. And that's the sole purpose. That's the one thing, the thing that makes you tick, the thing that you do for the rest of your life with joy, the things that you will be already doing. No matter what you're doing in your life now, there will be times that you do this form of your sole purpose, and it might not be a job that you get paid for. It might not even be considered something big. It doesn't have to be big. You can do it and you can get joy and serve people and really make a difference in the world outside of all of those normal quote normal circumstances of work and life. So finding that is, as I say, I feel it should be your sole purpose, because the reason you came here is to express that, to express your uniqueness, your gifts with the world. And everyone, no matter what situation you're in, you have this. Every single one of us have this. It's just finding it. That's the key. And as I say, I went through many jobs where it was just passing time. I was just doing the things that for no particular passionate reason, the things that I was passionate about, like music and DJing and the poker. I was passionate about those. I loved doing those. They never turned into my let's say my gift to the world, or because they were more hobbies, but I still have passion for them, but they weren't my true calling. But everything that you've done in your life, some form of that will have the like the DNA, the blueprint of your sole purpose. So I've talked about recently how like my passion for music and DJing I'm going to use all the positives of that and take it into a new way, a new iteration of that form of entertainment and socialization and that type of thing. So while it didn't become my, let's say, sole purpose or my reason for being here, I can take the elements that really worked from that and integrate it into what I'm doing now. And there I can find my sole purpose through DJing, through music, and I can use it as one part of that. So it's a teacher that we're working with a lot at the minute. He says that the life you have lived is the workshop you should give. So that's my example of that, like DJing, music, clubbing. Is kind of the opposite of the things that I'm doing now, but I can take all of the positive elements of that and use it in this new, more connected, more conscious, more healthier way. So for you that's watching this video, all of the things that you have done in your life, whether paid or not unpaid, the things that you do that really make you feel passion, make you feel excited. And I say it doesn't have to be big things. It could be just visiting someone when they feel a bit down and lending them an ear. That could be it. It doesn't have to be a job or something that you get paid for. It could be something that you are a really good listener, and when someone needs an ear, or they need a non-judgmental way of being, you can be there for them. That can be part of your sole purpose, and it doesn't have to have a title. It doesn't even have to have a purpose. It can just be that's what you're really good at. And that's what you need to do, and that's what you need to share with the world. So if you look at the things that you did generally when you were a kid, before you had to earn money, there have been things that you did then that have this keys, that have this blueprint, have this DNA of your sole purpose. So you might have always been outdoors, climbing, doing things, climbing trees, or maybe you were building things, creating things like that, and then in your later life you completely forgot about those things and didn't do any of that and went in a completely different direction. That's what causes a lot of the stress and a lot of the diseases, a lot of the things that are afflicting humanity now, is people in jobs and situations and relationships that are really not aligned with who and what they are and why, the reason they came here. And that creates resistance, it creates disease, it creates stress, it creates pain, creates suffering. So the more people align with what they came here to do and find it out and actually start acting on it, and again, it doesn't have to be the radical life transformation that I went through. It doesn't need to be that. You can still be in that job that you're doing now that maybe you feel is just for money, but in your spare time, and in that job as well, you can bring the elements of the things that you love into that, like I've done with the DJing and the music. I'm bringing that into like meditation and conscious business and conscious creation. So you might not necessarily think that those things would gel, but I know because it excites me, because I have a passion for it, it will work. And if it excites me and I have passion for it, it will excite and have passion for others. So it may be that you when you were a kid, you like to build stuff or you like to do stuff with your hands, and then in your later life you took a job doing absolutely nothing creative. You weren't working with your hands, you weren't building. That will create resistance. It will create it'll create blockages, energetic blockages, and it'll create stress, and it'll create the need to just get away from the things you're doing and do that, and do something, anything else. But to rediscover those things that you do just because you love them, just because it brings you joy, just because it really lights up your face, your smile, and you just would do it forever for free. You don't need any push to do it. You don't need a financial reward to do it. Finding that simple code, that blueprint, that's the reason that you're here, will transform your life, will transform no matter where you are. So you can bring that into your life now, and working with a coach like me, or really just if you're really dedicated, you can do this on your own, and you just start to write down the things and look at the things when you were a kid that you did that you just absolutely loved, or the things that you do in your spare time as an adult that you just love doing, and it gives you something more than money or even rest or anything. It just uplifts you, it energizes you. Those are the things that are the most important, and the sole purpose of you being here is for you to share that gift in some way, and bringing that to the world is your sole purpose. So when you find out what that is, what the blueprint is, what those little clues, and those clues are going to be dotted throughout your whole life. They're going to be there. There's going to be moments you can remember where you just felt this excitement, this joy, this passion. And it can be in any situation. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to have a certificate. It doesn't need education. It's just something that really makes you tick, that really lights you up, that really energizes when you even think about it. And the idea and the secret is to start to put that into your life as it is now. As I say, it doesn't mean you give up your job and move to another country and do all of this. It means start bringing that secret, that core part of you that lights you up, bring it to the job that you're doing now, or bring it to the life, or bring it to the environment, the relationship. Bring it there now in some small ways. So you can, as I say, when I started working with Breathwork, my first way of bringing my love for music and DJing and that type of thing was to create. A lot of times I went to like yoga or things like this, and the music playlist would be just they had a playlist, and it just one track played, and then it stopped, and it started again. And so for me, coming from DJ background, coming from love of electronic music and the journey of music, the first thing that I did was create a mix of the music that I was going to use. So there are people that use this in Breathwork, but generally it hasn't been done. So this was something new that I could bring my passion into this new life and do that. So that was taking the elements there and doing that. So you can do this in your life. If the things that you do, it's discovering the things that really light you up and bringing that to the thing that you're doing now. Or again, it doesn't have to be the job. It can be what you do on the weekend. Maybe you loved to go to the beach or be in the woods or just be on your own and maybe you love to write when you were a kid, and now everything is on a computer and it's logical and there's no creativity, or something that you maybe you were an artist when you were a kid. You love to draw things, and now you've put that aside and you don't allow that creative spark to come out of you now. Again, this is going to cause imbalance. It's going to cause energetic blockages, and it's going to cause stress and pain if you don't allow this to come, because we come with this purpose and we have complete free will. So we are given this gift of free will. So we have a plan, and we have some agreements, and we have things that we've decided we want to do within the life. But when we get here, if we make different decisions, there's nothing that's going to say, no, don't do that. So we may have found our real passion. That usually when we're kids, we find a lot of these things that we love. If we choose not to do those in later life, there's nothing or no one that's going to say, don't do that. You have to take responsibility for yourself, for your own decisions and how you follow your passion and how you do implement it. So because we have free choice, we can make many different decisions. And as I say, I made many mistakes, taking jobs that I didn't like and doing things that I didn't like and getting involved with many activities that weren't for my highest good, for my health, my mental health, my physical health. And again, I had free choice to do that. Before I came here, I know that there's a blueprint within me that I wanted to come here as a teacher, to come here as someone who would share spiritual concepts, high level consciousness ideas to people who have never heard this type of thing before, and putting it in a way that's easily understandable. I feel like I'm taking information and knowledge and wisdom from a high level and presenting it in a way that anyone could understand, and hopefully that is what I'm doing, and that is part of my purpose. And also to be a speaker and share in this way. And this took 30 odd years of my life to find that, and that's okay. This doesn't have to happen overnight. It's something, it can, but it's something that the journey is the process. You want to experience the growth to know. Before I started doing these videos or the work that I'm doing, like speaking in public would have been a huge fear for me, and now I'm doing that. So it's something that's what your soul wants as well, is having that growth of coming from early age, whatever circumstance led to having the fear of public speaking, and then actually being able to overcome that and begin to do that. That's the joy is in the process of that. The joy is in overcoming the limitations. If you just came and instantly you were just the most confident person and you could do this, you wouldn't have an appreciation for the challenges that you come through, the growth that you experience by coming from the fear of public speaking to doing that. So that's my experience with that. For you, it can be anything else, and it's really looking simply at the things that really make you tick, the things that you do just for the fun of it, just for the passion, just for the joy, and implementing them little by little into your day, into your work, into your relationships, into your free time, whatever way you can do that. And you will find that as soon as you start to do that, things will start to open up. The job will change, or you will outgrow the job and another opportunity will arise. If you start to bring it to your relationship, the relationship will start to change and the person will start mirroring different things to you, or in some cases you may outgrow the relationship as well. If you're bringing it to any area of your life, this blueprint is the secret to your expansion, to your true essence, to your power. And once you bring that into your life little by little, things will really, really shift and new pathways will open up. Because if you're not following that path that you set for yourself, which you have free will to do, there'll be blockages, and you'll feel that's why you'll feel stuck. That's why you feel stressed. You feel like, I'm in a relationship I don't want to be. I'm in a job I don't want to be in. My health is not how I want it to be. It will be at some root cause. There will be a root cause that you're not following your true purpose. You're not following the things that you do that you really love, the things that really light you up, that really make you sparkle, the things that really are just beyond words. They're just the reason that you're here for. And everyone, as I said, will have had some experience of this in their life. They'll know when they felt this intense joy and this intense experience of why they are here, but they put it away. And society teaches us to hide it and to not allow our creativity to do, and to start work at a certain time and finish at a certain time and act a certain way and dress a certain way. And that's what schools and education and all of these things have led to, is training us into subjugation and training us to be a certain way for a certain time, so that we may receive some reward for that in the form of money. And as I say, this doesn't have to be something that you do for money. If you follow this purpose, this thing that is exciting within you in your free time and outside of traditional work or jobs, you will find that it will start to transform all of the areas of your life, and new pathways will open and new opportunities will come, and you will feel more energy, you will feel more passion, you'll feel like you are getting in touch with the real reason that you are here. Because, as I said, in this vast, infinite universe of limitless possibilities, you who are watching this video now, you have chosen to come here to this little small place called Earth with infinite abilities, infinite possibilities, infinite love and joy and peace and creativity to share with the world. And if you're not doing that, you're free to do that, but are you happy doing that? Are you fulfilled by limiting yourself or making yourself small? And I understand society is set up so that we're trained into that. All of us. It's this society that has been perpetuated. It's not something that we can say is positive or negative. It just is. So, but you have the choice, you have the power, you have the co-creative consciousness to create anything that you want in your life that is relevant to you within that blueprint of your soul purpose, the reason that you came here. So know that if you are here and you're watching this video, there is a reason why you're hearing these words, and it's partly a message from yourself to yourself, and it's partly a message that I am sending myself through this meeting, because I need reminded of this, and I coach people, but I always need to you teach what you need to learn, and I need to do this in every moment of my life that I can possibly do it. And if I do that, and as I am doing that, I can share and inspire that with others so they can do the same. And as I said, I've spent hundreds of hours meditating, reading hundreds of books, thousands, who knows how many hours, working on myself, digging out old beliefs, negative patterns, attending workshops, traveling, working with masters. And I've spent all this time doing this so that I can wake up to my true purpose, to my true passion. And part of that is that I'm going to help other people to do the same. And I would love for you to be one of those, if you would like to find that way and use my experience and the time that I've spent to fast track you. And this is what one of my true purposes is breathwork. And I found that breathwork is like this hack, this fast forward. It's like anyone that's tried meditation knows at first it can be very, very challenging, and even always it can be very, very challenging. And what breathwork does is take meditation and just, it's like a straight through. It's like a fast forward. It can be for some people like experience, someone had a 20 years of meditation, someone can do it in a 20-minute breathwork session. This is possible if it's relevant for you. So using that as one of my purposes, and talking and speaking and teaching in this way, and also the teaching, and another leg of my purpose, another hat that I wear is the channeling work that I do, and that is taking higher consciousness wisdom beyond this physical realm, beyond the human experience, and taking that and sharing that with people here, sharing that wisdom for our soul purpose, for finding out why we are here, finding out how we can do that, and finding out what our unique gift is, what our unique soul blueprint, our DNA, what is in us that is just begging to come out. It's just because each and every one of you that watches this and hears these words, this is inside you. This is not something that it's only for rich or successful or happy or whatever people, and it's not for me. You, by the fact of your existence, by the fact that you can hear these words and watch these videos, means that you are this same essence. You are this one unique source that we are, and each of us has an individual soul purpose, a unique gift, something that we decided that we would come from wherever we came from, this infinite vastness, non-physical experience, to come into these physical bodies, which is from the perspective where we were, this is a very limited expression of ourselves. But in one way it's limited, in another way it's very beautiful, because we can experience sensual things. We can experience the words through our senses. We can laugh, we can cry, we can run, we can jump, we can laugh, we can create. All of these things you can't do when you're in non-physical. And finding your soul purpose should be your soul purpose, SOLE, before you die. You don't want to leave, as Wayne Dyer said, leave your music, die with your music within you, because death is not what we think it is, and it's not the end. It's just another iteration of the same journey that you're taking. But if you're hearing these words again, now you're watching this video, there's a message coming to you that you want to use this lifetime to actually wake up to the true potential, wake up to your true essence, and really share your gift at this time where the world needs it so badly, because there's so many people that aren't waking up. There's so many people that aren't living their purpose. There's so many people that are using this experience to limit themselves even more, when they are unlimited and vast and beautiful and loving and joyful, and all of these things are within each and every one of us. But we have the choice to either allow them to come up, or we can suppress them. We're never going to be told what to do by some higher force. This higher force gives us full free will and full free reign to do whatever and however we want. And that is the reason that I'm here. That's the reason I am sharing these videos. I want to work with people who are ready. I want to work with people who are really ready to commit to themselves, people that are ready to make that change, to really dive deep into your soul, dive deep into your true purpose, and find your reason for being here, and then sharing it with the world and launch yourself into the world in whatever way that is. And I am so excited to work with some people on this. And as I say, it's my passion, and you teach what you learn, because I will be, through this process, I will learn and grow and expand as part of my soul purpose, as part of my gifts that I will give to the world. So I would really love to invite anyone who feels like they want to make a shift, who feels like they've stuck, or feel like they want to, they know there's something bubbling inside that they've put down and they've not let out, and you want to discover that. I can help you do that. So if you want to find out more about the work that I do, you can go to activatebreathwork.com. You can go to martinmcnichol.com and breathandbase.com. So all of those are three real expressions of my soul purpose, of the reason that I am here. If you want to work with me one-on-one in coaching on Skype or in person in Portugal, you can contact me on martin@activatebreathwork.com. You can go to activatebreathwork.com and download an extended version of this story that I've told you, with more details on how I overcome some issues in my life and things around drugs and alcohol and relationships and lots of things that led to the transformation and led me to really become an expanding version of myself, find my true soul purpose, which is never ending. It's not something that I've achieved. It's something that is unfolding continuously. So please connect with me there. I'd love to invite some people to work with me, and it's a true joy when you actually find this and you start to work on it and you start to become what you came here to be. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I want to send all my love from my heart to yours. Namaste and goodbye.